Shalom, the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. You got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Masa, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christo, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christo, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rikah, Korash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishops and elders of great millstone who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the octant pushing this truth and believing this truth to the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the wealth who are listening and learning, you for sisters who are listening and learning. Coming at you from the lesson, truth, facts, faith, and edification, and daily edification, Lord willing, this be edifying. So I tell this lesson, they shall be judged without mercy. And I was listening to this news, and this guy, I'm sure you probably seen it. This guy from the 70s show, they just gave him 30 years, man. 30 years. Esau's kingdom is falling, man. That commonwealth, that white privilege, that generational wealth that the Edomites had as a nation is deteriorating, man. And is only still standing with the elites. So I'm gonna play this clip. I got like 3 clips of this guy. They're only like a minute to 2 minutes. I want to play these, and I'm gonna get her precepts. And I'm watching the news, and ever since since Charles, after the Queen died, what's her name is the Queen in Great Britain. When she died, Charles took over, so they start calling him King Charles. I'm watching the news, and then it's a bunch of Edomites. Most of the Edomites over there talk about that he's not their king. And they said he was somebody even egged him, man. They were throwing eggs at him, man. These Edomites kingdom is falling, man. Let me show this real quick, and I'm gonna get a couple precepts. Let's go, man. Yeah, they got 30 years, man.
We are back here for you on live now from Fox with some breaking news as Danny Masterson has been sentenced on his rape convictions. That 70s show actor who was convicted back in May of raping 2 women at his Hollywood Hills home roughly 2 decades ago was sentenced today to 30 years to life in prison. Masterson, who is 47, has remained jailed since being taken into custody shortly after the jury's May 31st verdict finding him guilty of 2 counts of rape by force or fear.
So he raped some chicks 2 decades ago, and it done caught up with his ass. Hey, the Lord says, 2 Ezra 5:42, he liketh his judgment unto a ring. It all come back full circle. The world called it karma. In the Bible, according to the mind of the Lord, is known as judgment.
Superior Court judge heard victim impact statements from the 2 women who Masterson was convicted of raping, along with a 3rd alleged victim in the dismissed count. The judge turned down the prosecution's request to allow 3 other women, including 2 who had testified about alleged uncharged crimes, to speak at Masterson's sentencing. The judge rejected a defense bid last month to delay the sentencing. One of Masterson's attorneys, Sean Hawley, told the judge at an August 21st hearing that the defense wanted additional time to prepare a motion for a new trial for the actor. Deputy District Attorney Mueller countered that the prosecution objected to any additional delays in the sentencing, noting that it had already been postponed once and that the victims have the right to have a conclusion to this case in a reasonable time. The judge said she did not find good cause to postpone the sentencing. The jury was the second to hear the case against Masterson, who was charged in 2020 with 3 counts of rape by force or fear involving the 3 women on separate occasions. During the first trial last year, jurors leaned in favor of acquittal on all 3 counts, voting 10-2 on one count, 8-4 on another, and 7-5 on the third, but they were unable to reach a unanimous decision, leading to a mistrial being declared on November 30th. Jurors in Masterson's retrial convicted the actor of the 2 rapes and deadlocked on a rape charge involving a third alleged victim, a former longtime girlfriend of Masterson. Prosecutors announced back in July that they would not retry the charge involving the third alleged victim, and that charge was dismissed back on July 11th.
So now these actors, hey, this is true. So these actors, they say Hollywood strike negotiation reaches standstill. It's a economic impact on out-of-work writers and actors intensifies. So they ain't paying these writers and actors in Hollywood, man. So they on strike. This place is due, man.
At the hearing last month, the judge rejected a defense motion requesting that the dismissal of that count be count with prejudice, which would have barred prosecutors from being able to potentially refile that charge in the future. But the judge said the defense can raise the issue again if the charge is refiled. In his closing argument of the retrial, the prosecutor told the jury this defendant drugged and raped each one of these victims. It is time to hold Mr. Masterson accountable for what he has done. Defense.
That nigga got more time to be a Cosby. Hey, these Edomites, that's Psalm 73:5 when they say they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. The Lord is getting these bastards, man. The wickedness, he done did this 2016. Hey, your judgment come back, man. Now, let me get these other 2, because I want to get this one. There's an up-to-date one with Harvey Weinstein. He already doing 23 years. They gave him another 16.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Bradley.
And I'm Lourdes Duarte. We do begin with some breaking news out of Los Angeles, where actor Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for raping 2 women at his home in 2003. The star of That 70s Show was convicted in May. The jury failed to reach a verdict on a third rape allegation. Masterson's attorneys claim the encounters were consensual. They asked for a new trial, but the judge rejected that motion.
2003 he did this. It's a Danny Masterson trial. Women testified actor raped her in 2003. Man.
Today, the judge heard from the 2 victims. One of them called the actor, quote, pathetic, disturbed, and completely violent, unquote. Masterson's attorneys say they will appeal.
They say Hollywood workers face housing crisis amid strikes. Several organizations offer support to help with pay rent. Hey, because of the so-called white man, the earth is out of course, man. Everything is turned upside down, which the Lord say he set up Esau, even the so-called white man, to turn things upside down because of 2/3, man. Remember the world was made for Israel's sake. And because 2/3 gotta be destroyed, this gotta happen. Isaiah 3:1, when the Lord say he's going to take away the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, man. The Lord is taking away the comfort. He's taking away the comfort from 2/3 of Israel. It ain't supposed to be this way. But we are watching these Edomites come down, man. They are coming down. That generational wealth, that white privilege, that commonwealth of the so-called white man is gone, man. Hey, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna let it play. I ain't gonna even mention about Harvey Weinstein. So let me get this other 2. I got 2 more here. Raped somebody in 2003. You know how long ago that was? And for him to get jacked up for that 9, get 30 years. Now he got to spend his millions that he made from That 70s Show on commissary. Oh man, it's the commissary money. Let me see what's that played. That's that commissary money, man. Yeah, that's right.
This that 70s show star Danny Mac for raping two women. 37-year-old sentenced to 15 years to life with both convictions
من أقوى بتونية برشلونة.
to be served consecutively. Prosecutors say is who is judge in that 70s show star Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for raping two women more than 2 decades ago. The 47-year-old was sentenced to 15 years to life with both convictions to be served consecutively. Prosecutors say the sentence is justice for the women he was accused of raping in the early 2000s, who both took the stand during his trial. Masterson has repeatedly denied sexually assaulting the women.
Yeah. So now let me get this. Hey, cause the Lord getting these Edomites, man. They ain't sliding off. The brother always, the brother know how you always said the count. They ain't finna just ride off in the sunset on a horse, man. You ain't just finna ride off. And it's showing you how separate they is, man. Cause here it is, this guy here, Harvey Weinstein, man.
Now, turning to other news, a court in Los Angeles has sentenced Harvey Weinstein to 16 more years in prison for raping and sexually assaulting a woman in 2013. The 70-year-old is already serving a long sentence for a separate conviction.
He was the legendary film producer at the top of his game, with the world at his feet. But Harvey Weinstein became the first major figure taken down by the Me Too movement and was sent to jail. And on Thursday, another conviction for attacking an actress in a hotel room in Beverly Hills during a film festival in February 2013. In court, the victim recounted her trauma. "Before that night, I was a very happy and confident woman," she said. "Everything changed after the defendant brutally assaulted me. There is no prison sentence long enough to undo the damage."
You may say, well, isn't it too late? He was sentenced today. It's never too late to argue or to assert a constitutional right that we think has been violated. And it has an impact on thousands of victims in the future. If they are brave enough to testify before a grand jury, and then for some to testify in a court of law, they should have a right to speak their piece and to say how they have been harmed by the defendant in a case.
Harvey Weinstein is already serving a 23-year prison sentence for a separate conviction in New York for rape and sexual assault. More than 80 people have made rape and misconduct claims about him, dating back to the 1970s. But he maintains that he is innocent and that all of his sexual encounters were consensual.
You see, you tell me it was top. This chick right here, CSA Ashley Judd describes alleged Harvey Weinstein encounter. Now, this is a chick that played in the movie. She played in a couple movies, a few movies. So it's a lot of actors that he was having sex with, man. I forgot the movie, but the one guy, he took the kid. What is it called? Double Jeopardy. That's the name of the one movie she was in. Ashley Judd. Double Jeopardy. She played in a lot of movies. So this man, it said he was at the top of his game, man. Let's go back. This guy was running through these actors, man.
Now, turning to other news, a court in Los Angeles has sentenced Harvey Weinstein to 16 more years in prison for raping and sexually assaulting a woman in 2013. The 70-year-old is already serving a long sentence for a separate conviction. Sofia Betitza has the story.
He was the legendary film producer at the top of his game, with the world at his feet.
See, that's the top of his game with the world at his feet. Well, guess what? His ass is serving 23. They done tacked on another 16. Let's go back.
They are brave enough to testify before a grand jury, and then for some to testify in a court of law. They should have a right to speak their piece and to say how they have been harmed by the defendant in a case.
Harvey Weinstein is already serving a 23-year prison sentence for a separate conviction in New York for rape and sexual assault. More than 80 people have made rape and misconduct claims about him, dating back to the 1970s. But he maintains that he is innocent and that all of his sexual encounters were consensual. He called his accuser an actress with the ability to turn on her tears.
Hey, and that's all the Lord wants us to do, man, is plead out, man. All you got to do is plead out. Repent, man. You got Jakes want to take their case to trial with Yahweh, man. Hey, brother, always say this all the time, man. You just plead out, man. You know you committed the crime. Then you gonna say, oh, then he's got these dumbass lawyers talking about no contest or not guilty. What are you talking about? Nigga, you did it. I'm talking about Israel. Forget these heathens. We committed iniquities, man. Sin on top of sin. Even Jeremiah had to go into captivity, man. Ezra, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, they all had to go into captivity, man. What they say, one bad apple spoiled a whole bunch, man. All we gotta do is plead out. That's what it says in Psalms 32:5. Only the godly will confess their sins to the Lord, man. Plead out. Why would you say not guilty, no contest, when you know you committed it? That's what the remnant gonna do. They're gonna pray to Yahweh Shema Shai. And the Lord say he will hide in the Hosea 5:15, he will hide his face until we acknowledge our offense. This is why 2/3 is 2/3, and they're gonna die grievous deaths, man. Cause they just like these heathens. This nigga know. They know they did the crime, man.
Please don't sentence me to life in prison, he told the court. I don't deserve it. Weinstein will be appealing, but he's 70 years old, so this sentence means that life and death in prison, and now very likely for this once revered Hollywood star. Sofia Betty.
Through, man. Through. Yeah, these bastards is through. Let's get these precepts. So I'm looking at the news. Then they had this guy, what his name is, Peter, what the fuck this guy's name is? Navarro, Peter Navarro. They were just showing him too. He just got convicted. He's a politician. He just got convicted of contempt of what is it? Contempt of Congress. They just found him guilty, contempt of Congress. And they were showing these people that be holding the signs. One of the signs said, jail all coup plotters, man. Which is these what was it in Ecclesiastes? They look out of the windows, those that control the system, man, that run the government. And this is all Edomite. Harvey Weinstein, this guy from the 70s show, could have easily got covered, man. Because they Edomites. The scriptures say, Psalm 73:5, They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covering them as a garment. So we see this is talking about them elites, because this only applies to the common white man. Look at Trump and what Rudy Giuliani. They got mugshots now, man. Oh, and this guy. Oh, let me get it. This guy, I just mentioned, Peter Navarro. He was one of the guys that was with Trump. I pulled it up on Google. It say Peter Navarro is an American politician figure who served in the Trump administration as the assistant to the president, director of trade and manufacturing policy, and the National Defense Production Act policy coordinator. So they getting all Trump affiliates, associates, and they charge them with contempt of Congress. Now, that word contempt, right? In Psalms, not Psalms, in Proverbs, that word contempt, I used to bring this out all the time. Proverbs 18:3. The word contempt. Let's read this. Say he contempt of Congress, man. Well, that's the Edomite. And this is all their faces, man. Proverbs 18:3. When the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach. Now, when you go to the word ignominy, let's get it here. This is the definition for ignominy. It reads shame, humiliation, embarrassment, disgrace, dishonor, stigma. Okay? Stigma. And what's the stigma? The RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. See, this is tied to ignominy. Go look the word up on Google. Shame, humiliation, embarrassment, disgrace, dishonor, stigma, discredit, degradation, abasement. It's not abasement applied to the so-called white man. Is these not the bases of men? These are all words linked to ignominy. It's a loss of face. Loss of face. And what the Lord say he's going to do to these bastards? Let's go to this. In Psalms 73:20. So stigma, abasement, loss of face is tied to contempt. The word contempt in Proverbs 18:3. Now this say Psalm 73:20, as a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. See, loss of face. Because they're going to be done away with. Now I want to start with, well, the Spirit had me to get that. This is Psalms 36:1. Because what's going on is the Lord is taking away that so-called wisdom that the so-called white man had. The Lord is taking that back, man. This is Psalms 36:1. The transgressions of the wicked said within my heart that there is no God, that there is no fear of God before his eyes. For he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He have left off to be wise and to do good. And I was making the point yesterday, when you read in Genesis 25, when they say he have left off to be wise, right here in Psalm 36:3, he have left off to be wise and to do good. Well, when he left off to being wise is when he sold his birthright to Jacob. Esau, talking about Esau, sold his birthright to Jacob for some damn raw meat, man, and some lentil beans. It said red pottage. It was meat in there. When you look up lentil, when you look up pottage, go to Google and look it up. It say it got meat in it, man. Beans with meat in it, man. So when he left off to be wise, is when he sold his birthright. What did he say? I despise my birthright. That was the point when Esau, even the so-called white man, left off to be wise. So what did the Lord do? Let's get this in Isaiah. This is Isaiah 29 and 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of the prudent men shall be hid. Now, first and foremost, this applies to Israel. When the Lord put us down on the bottom and made us a base, this is what the Lord did to Israel first. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of the prudent men shall be hid. Well, now this applies to those that's in rulership. So the Lord taking away that wisdom. Jeremiah 49 and 7. And it reads, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah. Remember, Psalm 36 and 3, he have left off from being wise. Let's get another one. 1 Corinthians 1 and 19. The Lord is taking it, man. So look, just look at what happened with Harvey Weinstein. How you got all this money? You a movie producer. Why you gotta rate? Why all the money you got? You could pay for any kind of box, upside down box, side box. What's going on? 1 Corinthians 1:19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. For I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. See, the Lord is taking what so-called wisdom they had. So now, knowing that, what's left? Let me show it to you. Proverbs 11 and 29. Since his wisdom is gone, he has consulted shame to his house. Proverbs 11 and 29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. And what's going on? There is a separation in America. Babylon the Great. You got some fighting for equal opportunity, and you got others that's not fighting for that. They fighting to hold on to white privilege and generational wealth, the commonwealth of the so-called white man. There's a separation. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. And the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. Who is the wise? The Israelites. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are the wise. So the fool, which is what? The so-called white man, tell you that in Job 30. What did Job say? They are children of fools. Yeah, they are children of base men. They were violent in the earth, man. The Lord also called 2/3 fools. But this is talking about the Edomite, because it said, he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. Well, this wise of heart being Israel, being in rulership. Habakkuk. Let's get this one. Habakkuk 2 and 9. He has consulted shame to his house because they have left off from being wise, man. There is no more wisdom in the so-called white man's kingdom, man. Habakkuk 2 and 9 it reads, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. That's what he have done. And this applies to all the Edomites, all of them. Because they ain't treating their people fairly, man. Dealing with white privilege. It said that he may set his nest on high. Right? That's what Harvey Weinstein did. Right? He covered an evil covetousness to his house that he may set his nest on high. The other guy from the 70s show. Woe to him that covered an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. No, you weren't delivered. They got to go to prison. Harvey Weinstein already in prison. Thou has consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and have sinned against thy soul. And they showed you that Harvey Weinstein over 80 females, man, since the 70s. And look, they thought they got away, but it came back and bit them in the ass, man. Let me read it from the phone. Let's read 2nd Ezra See, that Psalm 73 and 5, they are not in trouble as other men. Listen, we finding out now that applies to the elites. Because look what happened to them guys that killed that boy, Ahmaud Arbery. Where they at? In prison, crying, probably getting the shit beat out of their ass. Yeah. These Edomites is catching it, man. This is Habakkuk 2, no Salakia. I want to 2nd Ezra 5 and 42. They getting it, man. The Lord, this judgment is taking place on these Edomites, man. 2nd Ezra, and I'm talking about those that got the bag. Harvey Weinstein had that bag, man. Now you spending your money on commissary, and an average ass slow bellied nigga want to be like the Edomites? Man, you crazy. I'd rather be broke with this truth than to be rich and empty, man. And he said unto me, 2nd Ezra 5 and 42, and he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. They all come back, hey, over and over and over. Your judgment ain't going nowhere. Hey, at least the Lord shed the light on you. There's a case being built up on each and every one of us, man. There's a case stacked up. If you ever went to court, if you ever did something and you went to court and they pulled out your case file, either it was your first charge, so they only got one folder, or you'd have been going to jail over and over in your lifetime, many times. They got all them files. Oh yeah, 2003, he did it again, 2006. And then he did something else in 2011. It don't apply to the other two, but there's a pattern here. He's a career criminal. Guess what? We all, each and every one of us, got cases on us, man. There's a case being stacked on each and every one of us. And these Edomites, they thought they got away with it. So this boy from the 70s show, 2003. Harvey Weinstein, 2016. And they got his ass. They got their ass, man. The Lord likened his judgment unto a ring. 2 Ezra 5 and 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Oh, 17 dead in Ukraine from a Russian missile. That's new. Right now they showing it right now. 17 dead. They were showing the Edomites. Edomites. We talk about Edomites, man. 17 dead from a Russian missile hit Ukraine yesterday, man. This is Edomite on Edomite violence, man. But they talk about, oh, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's the blacks in America. They're nigga. The statistics say most of the crime done in the world, not just America, Babylon the Great, in the world is 60%, and I'm talking about America. It say 60% of the crime in America is done by Edomites, so-called white people. You know what they lie and say 60% of it is Negroes and Latinos? Because they control the media. So look, they don't even care about their own people. They gave this nigga 30 years, man. An Edomite. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Now they coming back down and sit in the dust where they belong. And that was one of the precepts I was going to read. Yeah, Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust. Why? Because the Lord said they was going to sit in the dust in Genesis 3 and 14, man. He said, thou art cursed above every cattle, upon every beast of the field. On thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life, man. Confusion to be the basis of men. They still the basis of men with suits on, man. Remember that. They still basis of men. The Lord just put a suit on them and gave them some language, man. They are still nobodies, nothings, and they control all the resources on the planet, and they are nobodies, man. Nobody want to be around the Edomite. The head brother always said, the only reason people flock to the so-called white man because he controlled the resources. He got the power. Nobody want to hang out with a damn Edomite, man. I don't want to go to a bar with you and get no drinks. We can't go chase no women together. Nothing. I don't want to go shoot pool with you. We ain't going bowling. None of that, man. Nothing. Nobody want to be around these bastards, man. We have found out you are the scum of the earth. And the Lord made you to just rape, rob, murder, pillage, and plunder the world. And to be proud about it, man. Proud to be American. Some slow belly eating my Patrick Kemp a while ago, about a month ago, on the scooter table. I'm proud to be American. Yeah. We're going to see when the missiles get shot over here. We're going to see. This is let's get James. 17 dead, man. And missile. Hey, they were showing the Edomites. The Edomite was leaning on each other's shoulder. One Edomite, young girl, I guess it was a mother, start crying. Because Putin bombing in the city, man. He ain't shooting the missiles in some little country where there's a couple houses. He bombing the cities, man. James 2:13. And that's Edomite on Edomite violence, man. And it has always been this way. The French, the Spanish, and the British. Again, the French, the Spanish, and the British. Who conquered the so-called Jamaicans? Benjamin, the British. Who conquered the so-called Haitian, the Levites? The French. Who conquered the Northern Kingdom? The Spanish, the Spaniards. They have been fighting amongst themselves for the longest, man. Since the time of Alexander, the Greek, the Freak, the Macedonian, man. His 4 generals. Or it was 5 or more. But they killed them. They was killing each other, man. Esau been doing this. And I mention it all the time. When you read the stories in the history of the Northern and Southern Kingdom, we was doing it too, man. Fighting against each other. So after the time of Solomon, man, the split. Northern Kingdom was at each other's throat like bow ties, and the Southern Kingdom was at each other's throats like bow ties, man. This has been going on. But we talking about the wicked of the wicked, man. And as Elder Noctazakba said a while ago, I did a lesson on it. They have lied about the lies that they lied about, man. Because they are the forgers of lies. They lied about the lies that they lied about, man. Esau, even the so-called white man, is a liar, man. He's his father's son. The spiritual demon Satan has seeds on earth, and it's the so-called white people. 2 Thessalonians 2:9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, man, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, man. His pseudo-signs, lies. This is James 2:13. The judgment is following these bastards, man. Oh, the Lord took Evelyn Rothschild. He took David Rockefeller. Yeah. But you don't hear about the elites getting in trouble. You don't hear about them. But you hear about these dumb niggas. How the hell, if it's true or not, allegedly, how the hell Bill Gates' wife, how they get a divorce? What's going on with that? I remember this guy Earthquake said, if a nigga with $400 million can't keep a broad, we don't got a shot. Talking about Michael Jordan. How the hell Bill Gates and his wife getting a separation, getting a divorce? Allegedly, that's what they said. They are losing their power, man. If it's true or not, they're still losing their power. James 2:13, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So we are watching their kingdom fall. And it ain't no coming back, man. In Colossians 3:25, this place is falling. And the other nations, man, is rejoicing at it, man. And it's a big talk. I was watching, I know I was looking at this article, and it said it's going into the point how the GDP for the BRICS done went up since Saudi Arabia and Iran and Argentina has joined. Since Saudi Arabia and Iran has joined the BRICS, their GDP then went skyrocket, man. It's supposed to. Iran got oil too. They just need a guard to help them. Saudi Arabia got oil. They got the bag. They just need help. That's why the Lord set up Russia as the guard, man. America is done, man. This is the mainstream talk news right now. How the dollar is deteriorating. This is Colossians 3 and 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons. So we watching all the wrong stuff that Esau Edom has done. It's coming back to bite him in the ass, man. And rightfully so. The world is tired of these Edomites, man. We watching them fall, man. Their kingdom is falling because the Lord has taken their wisdom, man. They don't got no wisdom. They calling this nigga King Charles. And the people saying it was son to my, you ain't our king. But this, we talking about Great Britain. It's supposed to be the beloved Edomite since the queen dead. Their kingdom is falling, man. Nobody want to hang out with these bastards, man. Anyway, I was just looking at this. Lord, what's edifying? I just want to make some points on this. Hey, he has consulted shame to his house. Let me close with this in Galatians. He has consulted shame to his house, man. This is Galatians 6 and 7. He has pushing all these agendas, pushing all this madness. You can sleep with animals. You can be part of the rainbow sliders. It done took the Lord's covenant that he made with Noah. They done took the Lord's covenant, the sign that he made with Noah, and turned it to that damn logo, man. That is some demonic stuff, man. So now you got rainbow sliders all around the world, man. We eating GMO food, contaminated waters. Oh, I was just watching this too. This guy just got caught up trafficking. He trafficked over 10,000 kids, man. In another country, though. I forgot where it was at. They got his ass. Edomite, man. Over 10,000, man. Trafficking. GMO food, contaminated waters. They said the people, the parents don't own the kids. The state own them. Now your kid can call. They can call 911. They can call DCF or whoever the hell they is, and move them out your house and put them in another house. If you don't agree with them getting a sex change, you don't agree with them being whatever, they can remove them, put them in a better house that accept your whatever you want to do. Like this shit is turned upside down because of these bastards, man. But we are watching their kingdom fall, and there's nothing they can do about it, man. That's why they gonna run and hide. That's what the Lord is letting them think they're going to escape into their bunkers, into their sub yachts, into the space station, which is a damn hotel. If you ever watch the movie Geostorm, I keep mentioning it. They show you, man. That's their escape. That's one of their escape routes. They got 30 million seas. They got an ark carved out, a mountain carved out called the ark with 2 of every animal. Because they think they're going to escape, man. Because they know they can't leave Earth. They know they don't got no other option but to hide. Well, we come to get you bastards, man. Lord willing, I build them. Lord willing. Lord willing, I get to be one of them to say, put this chain on, boy. You can put it on willingly, or I'm going to force it down your throat. But they can't do no but hide, man. Because they can't leave Earth. All they do is destroy, man. These are the harbingers of death. All they do is rape, rob, murder, pillage, and plunder, man. And now the other nations are pissed off with these Edomites. So we know prophecies say, shall not they rise up against thee? In Habakkuk 2, right? And shall say, hey, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms in Isaiah 14? Isaiah 14, Micah 2, Habakkuk 2, they shall rise up suddenly. Yeah. The nations are angry, man. Everybody's pissed off with the Edomites, man. But the Lord left them a different option of Edomites, because it's going to take the Edomites to take down the Edomites. That's why I said Ezekiel 28 and 7. The Lord said he's going to bring up the terrible of the nations It said, a terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their sword against the beauty of thy wisdom. See, America thought they had the wisdom, right? They perfected a sword. Well, the Lord got the Russians who perfected the sword. Forget wisdom. They got that sword. The Lord said, they shall defile thy brightness. Yeah, because it's going to take another Edomite to take down an Edomite. The Lord ain't raising up no Arabs or no Iranians or no other nation. It's going to be Edomites, man. That's how it's been from the beginning. That's how it's going to be in the end. What do they do to us? They use Jake to take down Jake. What's this nigga name is? Tiberius Julius Alexander, who Titus and Vespasian used, who led his army into Jerusalem in 70 AD. They used a nigga from Alexandria, which I did a lesson on. He killed 50,000 of his own people because Jake was living in Egypt, man. Black Panthers, who they use? A nigga. Esau, this is how you get down. Well, guess what? The Lord doing the same thing. Like it said in Psalm 64, they were shooting at us with arrows secretly by passing laws, GMO food, Tuskegee experiments, all this madness. The Lord shot at them. Now they're doing the same thing amongst themselves, to themselves, man. Now the Lord gonna use an Edomite to take down America, Babylon the Great, man. Another Edomite. No other nation can do this. It got to be an Edomite. They did it to us. The Lord is just doing it to them, man. Because the Lord is balanced. Proverbs 11:1. Proverbs 16:11. The Lord is balanced, man. Anyway, Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders, a great millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth with the four winds of the earth, the entire world, sharing light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Agua who are listening and learning. If your sisters are listening and learning, the wife tuning in, may Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Amen. These Edomites' kingdom is falling, and we are watching it fall suddenly, man. And it's one of those, like the Lord did Antiochus. He did Antiochus and Herod like that, man. Destroyed them from the inside out. Slow, painful death, man. That's what happened to America, man. This is a slow, painful death, and we are watching it real time, man. So again, the waffle tuning in. Till next time, I say shalom, wa abba.